So what's better, E-rigs or a regular rig with a quartz banger and a torch? This is something that I see argued about all of the time. It's turning into like a every 3 months on Twitter, people are going back and forth. No, this one's better. No, this one's better. And nobody's really giving the proper take on this. I just keep hearing like definite answers. It's definitely this one, or it's definitely this one. And I almost disagree with everybody's take on this, and we're here to tell you what's actually better. But first, I gotta let you know, it's dab o'clock. You can get this shirt on Amazon. There's a link in the description. But you can't have my wiener. So I see people arguing about this all of the time. E-rig versus regular rig, banger versus E-rig. And I gotta say, the answer might not be as simple as you want it to be one or the other, but it's obviously a quartz bangers, right? It's the tried and true method that's been around forever, and a lot of these E-rigs or electronic devices are trying to recreate the experience that you get on a quartz banger. They're trying to emulate your quartz hit with other materials. Sometimes it's glaze ceramic, sometimes it's actually quartz. Now, it's no secret that you're going to get a better hit off of a quartz banger. I hear people arguing it all the time like they're such a genius for coming. Yeah, quartz is way better, dude. Nothing beats quartz, bro. Nothing beats quartz, but I got to tell you, even though quartz is better, most people dabbing off of a quartz banger are getting a worse hit than they would get on an E-rig. I'm going to say that again. Most people are getting a worse hit off a quartz banger than they would get on an E-rig. Quartz bangers aren't the easiest thing to use. You can buy some equipment to help you measure your temperature and gauge the time that you need to heat it up or wait for it to cool off. But I've seen so many people dab. I've dabbed with a lot of people, and you got people out there with the most chazzed banger you've ever seen in your life crossing their arms going, yeah, bro, quartz is way better. Not for you, it isn't. Not every quartz banger's made the same. Some are going to be better or worse depending on your situation. Some torches are going to be better or worse. You're using butane, right? But for the most experienced individuals, if you know what you're doing when it comes to a quartz banger, whether you're doing a hot start or a cold start, you're able to get a better hit with the quartz banger. But it's not an every time thing. You can mess it up here and there. There's a few factors, right? And also, when you're blasted and you're 8 dabs deep, it becomes more difficult, right? Especially if you're not using any fancy equipment and you just got your setup dialed in. It gets harder the higher you get, right? We've all been there. But I have to say that you can't just blanket statement say that E-rigs are better than quartz bangers, or I can't say that. I think quartz bangers are better, but most people are going to get a better experience on an E-rig. And I have to say, when I say E-rig, I'm talking about like 4 or 5 devices. There's hundreds of E-rigs out there, and they are so garbage, dude. They're so bad that I don't think that they should be called E-rigs just because they're in the same shape of a Puffco. It's like trying to make a list of all the best cars, and people are squeezing bikes on there going, yeah, bro, it's a car. That's how bad some of these E-rigs are in comparison. So I highly recommend you check out my tier list on E-rigs. I'm going to update it this year. I'm probably going to wait towards the end of the year because a lot of stuff came out after I dropped mine. I was like, dang, I missed it all. But for the most part, most people are going to get a better hit off of an E-rig. The time and the temperature is programmed, and all you have to do is hit a button once or twice or 3 times or 5 times. I don't know what your device is. And it's going to automatically do your hit. You don't gotta get out your thermometers. You don't gotta put your wrist over it and be like, yeah, bro, I swear it's cooled off enough. So the hits on the E-rigs, when you're talking about something like a Puffco, it's way easier. And on average, you're just gonna get a way better hit than you'll get off of a quartz banger. Now, I would say even the next step above that is like these E-nails that are cordless, these stations like I have with the Dab Ready and the Ace, where I can just put a banger on there and it's just going to heat it up to the set temperature. That's all of the benefit of an E-rig, but you're dabbing it off of a quartz banger. I'm just going to take it right off of the heater and put it on my rig, and I don't have any electronic components attached to what I'm actually hitting. So the E-rig's just going to be more consistent for you, especially when you're super baked. All you got to do is hit the button twice and your hit's ready to go. You just have to manage to load the hit in there. That's it. So I really think it's not as simple as one being better than the other when there's so many options for each. But I think in general, if we really look at it, the E-rigs are giving more people a positive experience, although you can get a better experience with the quartz banger. It's just a little bit harder to do. And honestly, most people are just dabbing wrong. They're chazzing their bangers. They're hitting glowies. They're hitting their dabs way too hot. And they're like, yeah, bro, I'm getting better hits than your Puffco. Brother, no, you're not. Anyway, come get high with me on Twitch. The sesh starts at 9. If you want to improve your dabbing game, check out this video. I think the more that you understand what's happening when you're using concentrates, the better your hits are going to be. Check this out. Have a lit day, my dudes.